Hey guys, what is up? I'm finally making a video on our throttle cable setups and our foot pedals. A lot of people have been messaging me on Facebook and on YouTube asking if they could get a look at our setups, and it's kind of hard to explain, and I'm sending each person videos on how to do it. So you know what, it's finally time for this to be on YouTube. I call this the Kentucky gas throttle setup. It is ugly, but it works, just like all of us from Kentucky. All right, check it out. This is my throttle setup. As you can see, we use cable and we use swivel pulleys. There you go. These pulleys can swivel. They last forever. They do not wear out. They don't lock up. They're smooth. Mud, water, whatever you want, splash. It never sticks. It's never gummed up, so yeah, definitely a plus. The pedal itself is actually from a go-kart that Holler Crawler gave me. You can, fabricate your own pedal. So what I have here is a simple rear end bracket plate from like a Murray or a Craftsman, bolted straight onto my footboard. I have a bolt put through one of these holes, and I have some spacers to space it out wherever I want the pedal. I have this inside tap tightened up to the tension I want it to be. Still got a little bit of wobble, as you can see, enough so it won't stick. And then I tighten the second guy down to keep this one in place. No bearings, no bushings, just some basic bolts, grade 8 bolts, nothing special. I tack welded this little tube with a hole drilled in it to run my cable through. And I use these little cable clamps right here that you can get from Tractor Supply or a local hardware store for like literally nothing. The pulleys are about $4 a piece. So yeah, that's where it's gonna get a little pricey, but $4 a piece, that ain't nothing, you got it. I'm gonna show you guys where this runs to. Here's another ugly thing, but it works, which is my roll cage. As you know, a lot of us Kentucky guys, we have roll cages. It's not really needed, but rail buggies were huge here in Kentucky years ago, and my old man, which that's his tractor right there, he was driving tractors and building them when I was like 7 years old, so I've been around these things when I was really young, and they built them like buggies back then. They would take the fenders and the hoods, throw them away, and they would build frames and tree kickers, and they would set their seats way down in between the tires. Yeah, those things were wicked looking. They were pretty sweet. And yeah, so I kind of stuck with the roll cage thing from my dad. I've rolled Sleepy multiple times and flipped him with the roll cage, and yeah, the hood it saved the hood. It saved the engine. It's awesome. The roll cage is starting to bust through the hood here. As you can see, there's a hump there and a hump on the other side where he's been flipped and rolled. But getting back to the main point here. So we use these roll cages to mount our pulleys on. That way you can, if your throttle's here, you need to pull back, you can either go from here, pulley right here on your frame somewhere next to your battery, to your throttle cable. This way to give it fuel. If you need to run it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, whichever way you want, you can mount these pulleys on this roll cage. Makes it super easy. I have mine run to this pulley, and then I have it ran to this pulley, and I think that is it on the 420s. And yeah, okay, it goes straight to the throttle there. Yeah, that could be a little tighter, honestly. I don't know why I have it that loose. Yeah, I have that way too loose, but that's okay. It works. I'll tighten it up later or something. Yeah, so pretty simple. Like I said before, I know a lot of the guys that are running like the brake cable setups get them stuck and they get all gummed up with sand and dirt, and they just have tons of issues, and they're pumping grease in them and oil, and yeah, this does away with all that. Sure, it doesn't look that pretty having a cable running on the outside of your frame, but I mean, honestly, I would rather something, you know, look a little ugly and then work really great. You know, it's not a terrible thing. It doesn't look horrible, but you know, some people just might not like that. It does kind of stick out a little bit. One time I've had a stick actually hit it and then rev my motor. That's about the only issue I've had out of them. That was no big deal. Okay, well, that's Sleepy and my throttle setup. Let's check out some of the other dudes. This is T-Buck's wheel horse. It is a little beat up, but you know what? It's okay. It needs some work done. I don't know what, but it needs something. Now we'll show you his throttle setup. He's got a little homemade pedal here, almost the same thing I have. It's just made out of tubing, you know, cut you a hole in there. This could be a little tighter, but I don't think he really cares. It's T-Buck, he runs it however he wants, you know. The jankier the better with that guy. Put him a socket here for a stopper, so that works. He has tons of extra cable, so I guess any snappage, he's good to go. He's got his actually ran to a regular pulley and ran up to the governor arm on this Kohler. So yeah, that thing works awesome. Like I said, not pretty, but hey, that's what it's about. This is my dad's Will Murray, which is a wheel horse / Murray setup. It honestly only has a wheel horse hood and fenders. The rest is Murray. So yeah, that's cool. You know, Dad's always been a little extra. I mean, like I said, he's coming from the rail buggy days, so of course he's going to build a little different than the rest of us in today's time. So yeah, so let's check out his guy's throttle. I actually don't know how his is ran, so we're going to check that out and learn together. I am familiar with this pedal though. He has a little extra going on here, so he needs his throttle cable by the looks of it to pull. You can see here, pulling. So he's got pedal. Ran through this little bracket tube thing he come up with. Ran up to this. And a spring ran up to his frame. Runs down to this, and then runs up to this. And then, so it pushes, causing it to pull here, causing it to pull a throttle cable. It's pretty slick, honestly. It's pretty neat. It's not the way I'd go about it, but hey, it works and he has no issues. He honestly does not have a cable running on the side of his mower, so it could be a little better. His cable is running from this hole he drilled up to his carb, right in there. A little tricky, but awesome. That is cool. I mean, he just went his own way on that one for sure. Hezekiah here, which he's redoing this thing because he's not a fan of it. This was a temporary thing that ended up being kind of permanent, so he just drilled him a hole here, bolted him a pedal on there, put him a piece of pipe on it so it could spin under his foot. Same thing we did, throttle cable through the tubing, ran up to his engine. Yeah. He wants a actual plate that presses down against the footboard. I don't blame him. That's what he wants to do. We have Will, which is one of the new dudes in the crew, actually not running a foot pedal at all. He is still running the stock throttle. He revs that bad boy up and works the clutch. You know, sometimes it's just that simple. You don't have to go all out and be extra like we are, but you know, it's mowers, it's fun. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, build your own thing. Do your own thing. But all right, guys, that is a wrap on the Kentucky gas throttle setup. I think it's sweet. You might think it's sweet. Who knows? I mean, it's the beauty of tractors. You get to meet other people and look at all these different designs and things that they come up with. It's just awesome. So if you guys have any more questions, just let me know. Shoot them down there in the comments. We'll figure it out. You know, I'm always good about getting back with people. So any kind of question you got or any kind of comment, we'll talk about it. We'll have a good little chat. I ain't gonna run you off or anything. All right, guys. See ya. Kaka, say bye. 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 Before I go, I'm gonna show you guys something sweet that I picked up recently. Bam! Look at that. This thing is awesome. Picked it up for like 250 bucks, which is definitely worth it. I mean, come on. That's like a $500 tractor out there. Got it home, had some old gas in it, put some new gas in it, fired it right up, and I've been mowing with it. So, yeah, that thing is sweet. Main reason I got it, though, was because of that 1/8" axle 8-speed that's in there and the Kohler. That's a 16 horsepower Kohler that T-Buck runs. Tons of steam. Dude is taking such good care of it. The clutch snapped off or something. I don't know why that happened, but he tried to fix that. And yeah, he's taking really good care of this tractor other than that clutch. So that Kohler will eventually be on Sleepy as soon as I find another small Kohler to throw on this to mow with. And yeah, so the 420 is going to be going in the shed for backup, and that Kohler is going to be on Sleepy. We're going to chug that Kohler and see how that goes. All right, guys, I will let you guys go. Enough tractor talk for now. It's Giver the Beans here, and I will see you next time.